are here.
Yes,
we are here. We are here with the number one podcast in LA. That's right. Always gotta say that, Rocco the Clown, just because it is what it is. Be visuals. Simone, y'all know what's going on up in here. This is the number one podcast in LA in regards to influencers, in regards to just putting out a message that fits the mold of inspiration and empowerment. And we got a very, 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 very special guest in the building right now. He goes by the name, ladies and gentlemen, of Rocco The Clown. Yes, sir.
That's good with you, bro.
What's up, my guy?
Happy to be here, man.
Man, I'm happy to have you, bro.
Man.
You know, you one of them people, man, who you know, I just see, you know, shifting and moving in the city.
Yeah.
Shifting and moving.
Out
You know
here
what I'm
grinding,
saying?
man, working,
Getting it
making
in,
things
huh?
happen. Yes, sir.
All on purpose. Before we jump into any questions, conversation, any dialogue, I always like to allow my guests to have the platform for themselves to just kind of break down who you are, what you do, and what you stand for the people out there that don't know you.
Got you. For those of y'all that don't know me, who have not had the privilege to meet me in person or even see me on Instagram, YouTube, or TV shows or something like that, I am the one, the only. If there's another, he's a phony. It's your boy Rocco The Clown. ROCCOTHACLOWN. Rocco The Clown. And I have been in this clowning business for about 19 years, something like that. Been around the world, traveled, trained with all types of celebrities, taught and been on tours, and just now I'm back in the city, you know, doing my thing. Got my own group now, tearing these streets up, keeping kids out of trouble, and you know, bringing enlightenment and positivity to our community, man. You feel me?
Love it. I love it. I love it. Look, Rocco the Clown. It's only one of them. If you didn't know, then now you know. Nigga,
I got a couple juniors.
Rain, storm, or snow, nigga. If I glow, hip hop, nigga, ho ho ho, nigga. You understand what's going on? You know. So I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. Man, the kids, man.
Yeah.
What got you in this business, man? Just kind of, you know, having your foot in the door, the realm, if you will, of empowering kids in the community.
Throughout the years, you know, I've been with other groups or whatever, you know, doing the birthday parties or whatnot. But since I've started my own group, even throughout the years, I say I've been seeing how this generation that we're in right now is kind of they're more so into the look the part instead of really being the part, and they fall into a lot of the negativity because they don't have as many outlets as we had when we were younger. You know, it's not so cool, you know, to play the basketball. People rather be on their phones and all that type of stuff. So, and recording nonsense, I would say. So, with me being who I am, God has allowed me, you know, to give a platform and to open doors and give kids the outlets that I had, and you know, put them in the community doing something that they love, whether it be dancing, singing, rapping, drawing, whatever it may be, trying to incorporate them into my organization or whatnot.
I love it. What's your start, man? Like, how did you, man, I think about this, you know, obviously I, you know, born and raised in LA for myself.
Okay.
And I think about the clown industry in regards to hip hop clowns and stuff like that. You got to think about the legend.
You have to.
The legend of
Hands
them all,
down.
which is, you know, my main man,
Tommy
the
Clown. Yes, sir.
You
Gotta
know,
give it to him.
So what's kind of been, you know, has he had a bit of kind of inspiration in you doing what you do, and just tell us a little bit about, you know, how this industry in particular caught your eye. Were you a clown dancer when you were little? Were you know, so on and so forth. So just kind of talk about the journey and talk about Tommy the Clown's influence.
Okay, so from jump, I heard about Tommy. You know, I had saw him. I was in my house or whatever one day, and I just heard music outside.
Yeah.
So I ran to the window and I'm looking, and I see a green Mustang. I saw a clown dancer. Let me go outside and
What's this?
Yeah. So I go outside. I stand off to the side. I'm watching. I'm like, okay, that's cool. So it just so happened maybe, I want to say about a month or two later, one of my friends came. He stayed downstairs or whatever, and he was like, hey man, they having this audition to be a clown dancer or whatever. And, you know, at that point, you know, I wasn't too big on the clowning, but you know, I danced a little bit because I used to be in the party or whatever, coming from, you know, the negative world, gangbanging and stuff. You know, they wanted the girls. They wanted to have all the girls, and I started seeing, you know, the people that's getting the girls is the ones that's dancing in the party. So I'm like, you know what, let me go try that out. So I went, tried out for this group called Just Clowning back then.
Come on, Just Clowning.
So when I made that, and they were having auditions because they were going to be battling versus Tommy. So I'm like, okay. So went audition, made the team or whatever. Battle Zone 1 came along. We battled Tommy. Of course, they won. He was like the Chicago Bulls when Jordan and Pippen, and we was some foreign
nobody
team.
beating him.
Right.
Gotcha.
So, you know, we was doing that or whatever, we lost or whatever. So I was with them, I want to say, for about a year and a half. From there, I went to a group called called True Clowns. And with me having a little year and a half under my belt, I was kind of the man, like, okay, that's Rocco, okay. So True Clowns, we started that, was building that up, had that going for maybe about 2 years, I want to say. Then Tommy was having an audition for the Battle Zone that you saw in Rise, if you've ever seen that movie.
I've seen Rise, yeah.
Yeah. So one of my friends, Lil Tommy, he called me like, hey, Rocco, man, we have an audition, bro. Can you come try out for the Battle Zone? And it was just for the Battle Zone. So I came, tried out, made it on or whatever. He pulled me, started doing the parties or whatever. And then Battle Zone came, did the Battle Zone. And then after that, I was finna leave back and go to my group. But I was like, man, if they not really trying to do nothing, I might as well stay over here.
Right.
So from that, I stayed over there. I was with Tommy for 16 years, 16 long years, like good, negative, everything. Love the man for what he's done for me. Hands down, you have to respect him for what he's done in the community, hands down. So please don't ever get that wrong. I love Tommy to death. Like I said, we're both human, and we've had our downfalls, whatever, but bad totally outweighs the good. The good totally outweighs the bad, totally. Understood. So I can't do nothing but respect him, and I love him for what he's done for our community and for me in general. It came a time, 2 years ago, well, April will be my 2nd year anniversary that I've been by myself. But 2018, I left and I started my own group, and I've been out here doing it, putting in work like I've been doing for all those other years. It's just I'm on my own now. I got my own organization.
I love it. Now, what do you guys go by again?
The League of Clowns, TLOC.
What inspired that name?
Okay, so let me give the history behind the name.
Break it down to us.
So back when I was with Tommy, I want to say around 2005 when Rise came out. Tommy was then going by Tommy and the Hip Hop Clowns. Okay. So a lot of people, they want to hang with us. Us being cool, like we would adopt people under our wings or whatnot and have them, like claiming being the Hip Hop Clowns, but this a certain group of people that we had took under our wings was going around like, oh yeah, we're coming to your party. We part of Hip Hop Clowns. So then it happened to where they was going to do parties and people like thinking that it's Tommy and us coming. So what happened was we ended up making the name T Squad. And that's what they go by now. T Squad was for me and, well, 3 of us, me, Lil Tommy, and King Tight at the time, had made up the name to like make it our little group underneath Tommy. So that's what name is, running now or whatever. That's the name that's booming. So after I left, I was like, everybody done changed their name to Squad. You had the HB Squad, Boom Squad, CDE Squad. Everybody was Squad. So I'm like, what can I come up with that would not only sound cool to say you're a part of, but is a word for a group. So I was like, let me try League. And I like that. And I'm like, man, catchy. What do it sound like, man? Hey, man, I'm from the League. Like that sounds like something I want to say.
Heavyweights. Yeah.
So I was like, okay, and we clowns. Let me start something because I wanna make it a big organization, like all over. I got stuff going. I don't even want to put that out there yet, but I got stuff going, and to where it's like it's a league, like a big, just a gang of people. So that's what made me come with the League of Clowns, Rocco the Clown and the League of Clowns. I
love it. One thing that I admire about you, and I know we talked a little bit, off camera, is your ability to be authentically yourself.
Yeah, man.
And one other thing that draws me to you, that just kind of like makes me feel like people need to hear more of your personal story, is because the patience that's been put behind the work, the consistency, getting through adversity. We talked a little bit about the importance of not going to people for advice that are not in alignment with your purpose. Right. And you were telling me about how your parents, not your parents, but some family members have kind of gave you a hard time in regards to you choosing this route. Definitely. What's kind of been, the mold for you in regards to how to get through bad feedback or feedback that's not in alignment with what you're looking to do? When people tell you, this is not going to work for you, you can never get paid as a clown dancer. Definitely. No one's going to follow you. No one's going to get on your team. Everyone's going to think you're Tommy the Clown. You can't build your own brand. All this negative feedback. How do you take that and still move forward? Like, yo, fuck it, I'm going to still do what I want to do. What's kind of the blueprint for that? For you? First
and foremost, I'm sure everybody says that you got to keep God first. Come on. But you definitely have to keep God first. And And I go to church every Sunday.
I love it.
It's not only my peace, it keeps me focused. It keeps me on the right and narrow and at least trying to be a better person.
Yeah.
A lot of people feel like church people are judgmental and they feel like, oh, once you go to church, you're supposed to be direct. No, it don't happen like that. You working daily to try to, better yourself. You still gonna fall off because you're human.
Yeah.
So with that being my main focus, trying to be right and better myself, with the negativity is going to come. It's a part of life. It's something that you have to expect. But with that, you have two choices. You have a choice to listen to it, or you have a choice to go against it and do what you plan on doing. Of course, I chose that choice to go against it and, do what I feel is right for me, for my better half.
I love it.
So I would encourage someone, to remain focused. Take that negative energy that people may have given you or may talk about you or may shoot at you or may comment on you or may bring up. Use that to be your fuel, your fire. Yeah. Let that be the fire under your butt.
Facts.
And use that to be your driving force.
Yeah, it kind of like puts a chip on your shoulder.
Yeah,
to where it's like, somebody's telling me directly that what I'm doing, what I love, what I'm dedicated to, what I'm putting all this work in on, they're telling me that this is not going to work out for me.
I'll show you.
So it kind of puts that extra chip on your shoulder in practices and rehearsals. And it's like, let me take this. Let me really show them, but most importantly, let me allow another version of myself to come out from this. See, that's why the biggest message that I put out to the world is perspective.
Yeah,
right?
Definitely.
And the name of my brand, the name of my umbrella brand is Power LA, and that's perspective outweighs reality.
Ooh.
You like that, huh?
Yeah.
You like that?
Yeah.
So it's power with no E.
Yes.
And again, that stands for perspective outweighs reality. And that idea came to me when I was experiencing homelessness.
Hey, that's powerful, bro.
You like that?
Yes,
you like
that's
that?
very
But
proud.
that's the motto I live by. And so I don't believe in bad news. I don't believe in having a bad day. I don't believe in necessarily bad feedback. I think all feedback is could be productive feedback.
Yeah.
Whether you want to hear it or not.
Yeah.
Whether it sounds the way you wanted it to or not, it's feedback. It could be beneficial to your growth. Right?
A lot of people need that feedback because
go.
It'll keep you on your toes, and not only on your toes, it'll keep your mindset to where you're open to other things.
Yeah.
As far as how somebody may feel. And you may look at it this way, but you not knowing how this person feels. So by you hearing that, it'll make you like, oh, okay, well, you know what? Maybe I do need to curve this a little bit instead of,
We live in a world, too, that where people are just, I feel, naturally just insensitive.
Definitely.
They don't realize how impactful their words or actions are to other people. And even if they do realize it, they don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
So it's like you can't allow someone else's depression or misery to impact your life's mission. This is a life's mission. These are the people I want to talk to. People that are on a life's mission. Not somebody that's doing some shit because it's hip or cool.
Yeah.
No, you've been in this shit for 19 years.
Yeah.
You cannot tell me that this man has not been through certain waves that have made him contemplate quitting.
Oh yeah, definitely.
We've all been there.
Definitely.
To where it's like, you know what? Let me just go back to what I was doing. This shit is stress. Look,
Seriously.
we live in a world now to where people are glamorizing being an entreperneur or a creative or a brand builder, if you will.
Yeah.
And it's like there's two sides that comes with this shit because we live in a social media era. People are used to only seeing one side.
Yeah.
And that's the wins. That's the being with celebrities. That's the dope ass content.
Yeah.
That's the uniforms. That's the logos. That's the, the numbers on Instagram. That's the feedback. That's the great side of it from a perspective standpoint.
Yeah.
On the other side of it, my brother, you got a lot of broke ass days to where you ain't got no bread.
People not gonna post that.
You can't buy a motherfucking sandwich.
You
understand what I'm saying?
Right.
You deal with depression. Right. You deal with anxiety. You deal with negative feedback. You have moments to where you want to give up. You got your baby mama tripping. You got your baby daddy tripping. You got a kid to feed. You got, you ain't got no car. You like all this stuff that comes with the negative side, or not even so much negative, but I just say the other side of entrepreneurship and creating a fucking empire or something sustainable. See, again, I think a lot of people get into things for the wrong reasons as well.
Definitely.
I think people get into brand building or entrepreneurship and they want to get into that conversation because they think of the long-term success that could potentially come with it, and they don't realize the things that's required in order to get there. Most people don't want to do.
Right.
So we're talking about sacrifice. Everybody wants to have the trophy, but nobody wants to sacrifice bad habits. Nobody wants to sacrifice friends. Nobody wants to sacrifice girlfriends. Nobody wants to sacrifice time. Yeah. Nobody wants to sacrifice eating habits. Nobody wants to sacrifice money. Nobody wants to sacrifice anything, but yet they want it all.
They want the glory, and they want the
and that is a very delusional way of thinking. I realize, and I've heard this feedback throughout my whole journey, even before my journey started 4.5 years ago. You would hear a lot of feedback, with motivational speakers and people that are in the empowerment industry, and they will tell you things like, even guys like Will Smith, actors, Denzel Washington said it. You have to fall in love with the journey.
Yeah.
The true success is the ability to fall in love with the journey. Now, let me break that down. Because people believe that falling in love with the journey, they equate that for some reason. People hear falling in love with success. That's not what falling in love with the journey means.
Not at all.
Falling in love with the journey means falling in love with the down times and the good times.
Yeah.
So when I was homeless for 1.5 years, my perspective, mind you, that's where that name power came from with no E. It came, perspective outweighs reality, because I realized during my homelessness that I'm already winning. They not hearing me.
Nah.
They not hearing me.
That's
Sometimes I be feeling like I be talking, and I feel like, man, I hope they catching this, because somebody's gonna listen to this that's going through that season right now, and they cannot see it because the storm is there, but every storm runs out of water. If you understand what I'm saying, every storm runs out of water. No storm lasts forever. Right. So what I'm saying is this: I fell in love with the molding process, and I started to view. Oh man, you got to understand, like the chills that's on me right now. I understood when I was homeless and alone, by the way, by myself, going through these nights, going through this embarrassment, going through these questions, going through these insecurities by myself. I was and obviously I had certain people along my journey that helped me out. Let me sleep on their floors, let me sleep in their cars, so on and so forth. But when I was going through this journey in 2017 and 2018, I realized every single day, no fucking cap, my mindset every day was, wow, I'm required to go through this in order to become who I see in my head.
Definitely.
So if I view myself, which I did and I still do, speaking in stadiums, I mean big stadiums. Oh, you got to understand me, Rocco.
Humongous stadiums, coliseums. Get there.
Madison Square Garden.
That part.
King Q headline right there. Oh, and they're going to refer back to these videos because it's already written. And I tell people, it's already written. I already knew who I was. My only job was to stay consistent throughout my purpose. Whatever waves came with that, whatever points in my journey to where you lost faith in me, to where you didn't think it was going to happen, I promise to God I have a whole lot of life to live. And I promise you, you have to fall in love with the waves that come with the journey. And so for me, I understood when I was homeless that this is a part of who I'm supposed to be. So I have to fall in love with the molding process. Have you ever met a Marine that ain't been through Hell Week?
That's not at all.
You ever met a soldier that ain't been through boot camp?
Not at all.
I have to test you to see if you're even qualified for what I'm willing to give you. Oh, you got to understand. And there's so many people that believe in God and talk about, say they believe in God. And they say they have faith. And they say this, but they run from discomfort every drop of the dime.
People don't like that.
How do you run from discomfort every single opportunity, but yet you going around telling people you got faith and you go to church and you believe in God, but you're a runner? So you don't have faith. You understand what I'm saying? So for me, it's like,
they have faith when it's good times.
They have faith when it's convenient.
Yeah, there you go.
It's called convenient faith.
There you go.
I'll have faith when it's not scary. I'll have faith when I'm not pushed. I'll have faith when I'm comfortable. I'll have faith when everything is beautiful. I'll have faith when everyone agrees with me. I'll have faith when there's no confrontation. You got to understand, what I'm doing right now is a calling.
Right.
There's people out there with podcast platforms that have been doing it for years, and this is not a knock to anybody, but I know people who've been doing podcasting for years with not even a quarter of the results that we've had in 4 months.
Walking your calling.
That's a testament to walking in your calling and not trying to be something outside of, right? And so there's a lot of people that want to be on the main stage, or they want to be seen, or they want to be influencers, or they want to be a podcaster or a YouTuber or this. You were not called to do that work.
Right.
And you're trying to be something that's not in alignment with your calling.
Right.
Maybe your calling is to control the lights.
Right.
Maybe your calling is to be the editor.
You're still part of the team.
You're still a part of the process, but maybe you being in front of the camera is not a part of your calling.
Right.
And you have to be okay with that. Everybody wants to be the superstar, but you have to understand every superstar has a team. So what if everybody a part of the team wanted to be the superstar? There would be no team.
Man.
Every successful team has people that's willing to play their roles in positions.
And that's, man.
You have to understand, we talking that talk right now, and that's why
they need to rewind this and listen a couple of times.
You know what? And that's why we on.
Seriously.
You know, this is a shameful plug right now, but that's, guys. That's why we're on Spotify. Yeah, that's right. That's why we on iHeartRadio. That's right. That's why we on Pandora. That's right.
Get that replay.
That's why you on podcast app. That's right. That's why we on YouTube, because you have no excuse not to get what's happening here.
Right.
And this is not a egotistical plug. This is there are gems here for somebody. Whether they're coming from me or whether they're coming from you, that are here in order to help you along your personal journey, whatever that may be.
Maybe, yeah.
So this is why I don't knock people's religious perspectives and views. We're going into some shit, and I got to get your info on this too.
Let's get it.
Judgment is toxic.
Very, very much so.
I talk about it every episode, I feel. Judgment is very, very toxic. As a people, Rocco, we have to get away from judging people from doing what works for them. Mm-hmm. So if Rocco the Clown is sitting here saying going to church works for him, praying to God works for him, believing in... Who are you to knock this man's belief system based off what you believe?
Right.
So you're telling him he's wrong because you believe in something else?
Right.
That don't make him wrong.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I respect people who are willing to be bold enough to even say, you know what? I'm Buddhist.
Right.
Or I'm a Muslim.
Right.
Or I'm a Christian. Or I don't believe in anything. Or I believe in the universe. I'm not going to judge you because you're doing what brings you the most peace.
Right.
Keep doing it. Keep going. Keep practicing the way that you practice, right? So for me, that's huge. And then I think about it from a purpose perspective. Mm-hmm. See, everyone is not meant to be on the main stage. And there are some people out there, Rocco, who are very, very, very happy working a 9-to-5 life.
Very true.
I know people personally, right?
Yeah.
And you got bills to pay, big dog. So for me, my perspective on this has actually shifted and evolved over the years because, to be completely honest and transparent with you, when I first started my journey, I started to feel like working, period, was not for me. In regards to clocking in somewhere, I was like, and for years, I was like 2.5, 3 years in with that mindset to where it got to a point to where it's like, okay, big dog, you have to understand. My perspective went from I'm not working for anybody ever to me saying I'm not working for any organization, purpose, or partner that's not in alignment with my purpose.
Okay.
So for me, for example, a big part of my purpose is to serve the youth. It's to serve the community. I can do that in a multitude of different ways and get a paycheck for it.
Definitely.
So for me, I work for LAUSD.
Okay.
And I have the ability to create programs for students on a daily basis.
Gotcha.
Literally any program that I want to implement, I can implement it at the school. And I work at Gardena High School, by the way, right?
Okay.
And so I have the ability, and for these last few years, I've only taken jobs that are centered around the school industry.
Wow.
That's it. So if it's not me pouring into kids from a social media perspective, if it's not me getting booked as a speaker for the high school, I'm a damn sure work for the high school and pour into kids every second I get off camera.
That part.
See, and that's where people get it fucked up. They feel like their influence always has to be recorded or filmed.
Right.
No, sir. Now you're doing it for the wrong reasons, and I know people like that personally that have tons of followers on Instagram that's always posting kids. And I've shared stages with people like this as a speaker. Share stages like this with people, and you can just kind of see like, oh, you doing it for
the fame.
Oh,
for the TV.
You know how I know that? You got your camera out the whole entire time you're interacting with students.
Yeah.
Why don't you give them some personal one-on-one time off camera?
Yeah.
That's what we're here for, right? And so for me, I'm huge on that, Rocco. Obviously I'm a talker, so I could talk my motherfucking ass off. But this is a guest-based podcast. So Rocco, talk to me a little bit about just kind of, how you feel about all this, man, and just kind of how it's hitting you. Obviously, I see you reacting and responding.
Back to what you were saying with the wave. For a surfer or a person that's in the ocean will understand this a lot more. A wave doesn't start 20 feet out from the shore.
Yeah.
A wave starts from way out. It starts as a little ripple, and along the way it starts building and building and building. So like you were saying, you have to fall in love with the journey, the good times, the bad times. Those good times are molding you for what's coming ahead of you. Like this may be a little rocky time. Okay, you got through that. Okay, I could see myself getting there. Okay, it's a good time. Oh, back to the rocky. Hey, I got through it back there, so I could probably get through it this time again too. It's a little bit more rocky. Okay, let me hold on. Okay, now we back to good times. Yeah. So that wave is molding you, and people gotta really fall in love with that process, man. Like it's so is so building. I'll say, to use a small word, it's building you, and you have to be built. It's no way around it. Stuff that blows up quick, it's quick to fall. Foundation is what makes something sturdy, and what's gonna make sure that you level. And also you had said something else about our community. Our community is crazy. Our people, our black people. I'll speak in general. Our black people are crazy. Like with me, you know, I went through a lot of, and please don't take this wrong, not knocking it all. I went through a lot of, with me being with Tommy for them 16 years, a lot of people, it was hard for them to see me part ways with Tommy. And in general, if I'm going to be honest, me as a person, like, it was hard. It was hard to part ways. This is somebody that I was with on the daily, not just Saturdays, but on the daily, like conversations. We're seeing each other 7 days a week. Like, so with that happening, you know, now I get calls here and there, and not all of them are negative, but it's like, our people that, I'm not against Tommy at all. I'm not against No Clown Group, because it's enough parties out here for all of us.
Everybody could eat.
Parties happen all day, every day, all over Compton, Inglewood, Garden, like, it's
Constant.
parties. So
it's somebody's birthday every day.
Every day.
Yeah,
every
we
day.
always booked.
Tons of kids. Y'all know y'all out there having all these kids because y'all following 9 of them. Yeah. So
and collaborations are always an option. Why we can't eat together?
Right. Hello, here's somebody. But you know, I get the people that they make the comments which would make us seem like we're against each other. As far as, like, prime example, I got a call the other day, like, and honestly, God has been blessing, so I've been very booked. So someone hit me like, "Hey, Rocco, man, we trying to get you, you know, to come to our party with the woo." I'm like, "Okay, well, you know, I only got this time available. Well, you know, I can't do that, so I'm gonna just go ahead and call Tommy." So I responded to him. I said, "Okay, that's cool. I hope he has something to work out for you, and something works out for you. I mean, I'm sorry I couldn't be there. I'm booked already." But just like comments such as that, it'll try to make it like, okay, well, shoot, I ain't got you. I'm calling Tommy anyway.
That part.
Like, bro, it's not that serious.
Yeah, I
like,
wouldn't even say, man, to be honest. I don't think you do. But just don't even let that type of stuff get
no,
to you.
I don't. Yeah. I would just say like, us as a people, the reason I said that, us as a people, we have to stop trying to turn each other against each other.
Talk about that, man.
It's too much negativity already in this world.
Especially directed towards us.
People gotta wake up.
Yeah.
So us fighting each other or trying to turn each other against each other, like, find a way to ease what's going on, or keep the community together.
Because look, man, if you're a mature adult, you understand that what both parties are doing is for the kids. Definitely. It's clearly for the kids. Definitely. So it's like, okay, not just for the kids, but it's for the community. This is for parents. This is for kids. This is for teenagers. There is no age limit on entertainment. So I think that you have to be mindful of something. I think people watching this needs to be mindful of this as well. Oh, I'm so passionate about this. Thank you, God, right now for this moment, because people don't understand the type of energy I'll be going through up here on these platforms. It is so like, oh my God, it's ridiculous, man. I'll be having chills constantly. But people need to understand. I made a video and I posted a video yesterday, and I said people don't stop and think enough of what's going on.
No, they don't.
We're under attack as a people, and we have been. When we act foolish and when we constantly look at each other as competition and when we constantly tear each other down, that's literally what they want us to do.
They do. Definitely.
So we're doing what the enemy wants us to do.
Definitely.
Like, you have two people here with similar brands. Okay, cool. The conversation needs to be about collaboration and sharing resources and building together. And if this person's been doing it longer, then what can I give to this person who's been doing it for less years than me in order to build them up? Like how can I, if I know Tommy the Clown or any other clown company, you know, in regards to the hip hop culture, if I know somebody, why don't I just connect them, or why don't I try to see, you know, if they both can come to this party? Let's talk more about collaborative effort to uplift each other, because again, like my main man Allah's, this is one of my brothers right here, part of the Nation of Islam. He's my brother Vincent Muhammad. Shout out to him. He always says, if you're gonna talk about the problem, make sure you talk about the antidote. Right. So we could talk about the problem all day. But how are we going to move forward? What's the solution? Let's be solution-based out here. And I'm talking to the people right now. Like, because, again, it's very clear to see that our people are very drawn to drama. Is that hard to see?
You can see that without
you know
2020
what?
vision.
And to be completely honest, because I'm not, I'm huge on Black empowerment, and I think that I wouldn't say it's fair at all to just categorize Black people in that realm, because I feel like we live in a society and in a generation that's drawn to drama.
Yeah.
Like, it's not just Black people that watch reality shows. There's white reality shows. There's Hispanic reality shows. There's right. So for us, I think for what we're used to seeing, because we live in the Black community and we have Black families, we're used to seeing Black people. But you have to understand that there's white cultures that are very drawn to drama.
Very much
there's
so.
Hispanic cultures that are very drawn to drama. So just putting that out there, but at the same time, understanding that people want to see other people that are similar fight each other instead of build with each other. Look at Cardi B and Nicki Minaj.
Right.
That was like inevitable.
Right.
Like, you know what I'm saying? They had their years, and I'm not too big on the, talking about topics in the industry at all. But it's very obvious to see that these are two sisters who are rappers. They have their own individual style.
Yeah.
But people wanted to see them fight each other. And the majority of them people was people in the hip hop community, I will say.
Yeah.
And again, you got to be just aware. People are drawn to that naturally. So, it's drama. But I feel like it's my job, my obligation, a huge part of my purpose to combat that with positivity and uplifting conversation that's going to push the culture forward.
Definitely.
You know what I'm saying?
Definitely.
So I'm very interested in sitting across from anybody with different views than me that may not look like me, that may not agree with me. If you have a mindset to where you feel like everybody has to agree with you in order to move forward, you'll never move forward. Motherfucker, ain't everybody gonna agree with you.
Not at all.
But if you disagree with me, let's come to some common ground. Let's take the good out of what I'm saying, the good out of what you're saying, and let's bring it together. So again, I think that's what takes away the judgment from me too. It's huge. You were talking earlier about just kind of adversity too. I want to kind of touch on that. And you were saying how people, obviously we touched a little bit on it, but just kind of give some more depth about, the financial struggles of building a brand. I've experienced it personally. I know it's very real. And this is where I'm asking my guests to be very transparent, because what makes people fall in love with the person they're following is when they see two things, and I've learned this: authenticity and transparency. Transparency is the ability to be truthful without a question presented. Right. It's being able to say, hey, these are the skeletons in my closet. These are my weaknesses. We all have them.
Definitely.
These are my struggles.
Definitely.
I was homeless for 3 years. This is how I got through it. I'm still going through shit right now. I ain't hating to that. Whatever. But just kind of talk to the people about the adversity that comes with building a brand.
Gotcha.
And just kind of, some key points on how to get through that.
Definitely with starting any business, you're going to have to, unless you're just God-given, got money like that, and God bless you to have money, you're going to go through a struggle starting a business. Starting my clown business, you got to have well, if you're going to do it correct, you come out with the car, with the music and all that stuff. Cars are not free. Music is not free. Gas is not free.
You putting your own money up with this?
Definitely.
Nice.
A while ago, I was over with, Tommy or whatever. I had learned how to airbrush. So that was my side hustle. Like you said, at a point in my life, I came to the point where I didn't want to never work for nobody on a 9 to 5. I just felt like it wasn't for me. I literally I worked at a warehouse for 3 days and I quit.
Yeah. It made you sick to your stomach every day.
It made me like this.
What the fuck am I doing here?
It really isn't for me.
Every morning. You wanted to clock out as soon as you woke up.
I literally woke.
You were disgusted. You didn't even make a lunch. Huh?
Man, three days, and I was like, and then also what made me curve is because I had my god brother's mom. She had worked for a company for years. When I say years, I mean years, and had a fallout at the job or whatever, and then they let her go. So now she had to go and start over at a new facility from the bottom and work her way up again. So to me, it's like, hold on, I could do all this time for somebody, wake up when they want me to be there, when they want me to be there, leave when they want me. And then after all that I done put in, they can fire me. Now I got to go start all the way over at, like, nah, I'm not finna. I'd rather do that for myself.
Might as well do it for yourself.
Yeah.
You know the reason people don't do it for themselves?
A lot of them are scared, or they fall, to me, my opinion, a lot of them are scared to step out on their own.
Yeah.
Or they're I don't want to say parents, but somebody's putting in their ear that this is the life that you're supposed to live with. This is the street that most people do and make their life work. So just to be safe, you might want to stay in these guidelines, and this should work out for you.
This is what adulthood should look like. This is what success should look like. This is what, right?
Definitely.
So for me, man, it's like, it's very important for me to get it through people. To find something that you are extremely passionate about.
Hands down.
People not hearing me, man.
Hands down.
There's some people that are hearing me. But find your passion.
Mm-hmm.
What are you passionate about?
I tell kids to find, even some of my dancers, I've asked them, like, if you did not get paid a cent.
Could you still do it?
Exactly. What would you want to do if you was not to get paid a cent? What would you want to still wake up every day and do?
Remember we were talking earlier on how much our brands and our platforms excite us as individuals?
Yeah.
You said something that was very powerful and I agreed to and I related to. You said that your company feels like therapy to you.
Hands down.
Man, ain't that a feeling?
Man, it's took me through the lowest clowning, getting out, entertaining people, and putting smiles on kids' faces, and also seeing that I'm opening doors for kids, who come from broken homes, who have to go home to no food.
You're in the inner city.
Yeah, like people don't realize. I'm actually sitting. I wasn't even gonna put this out there, but hey, to God be the glory.
Come on.
I'm working on something called Tears of a Clown, which is going to involve a couple of dancers that have been in this clown movement for years and years. A lot of people see. Ooh, getting emotional. A lot of people see our outward. They see us pull up to the parties. They see us entertaining. They see us smiling. They see us the lightning, the good, the smiles, the happy, the go lucky, the hey, we're here. They don't see when we got to go home and our kids may be struggling, or we got to pay these bills, or lost my mom. Another guy with me, his girlfriend passed from, just out of the blue, losing family members. But still through that, we still have to show up every Saturday or to practice with a smile on our face. We can't let it be seen like that, Rocco going through this, but hey, I got him booked at my party. So I can't be like, nah, man, I'm sorry, I can't come. I'm going through this right now. I still have to show up and be that positive role model, that happy-go-lucky clown, entertainer, or whatever you may look at me as, because that's my job. But this Tears of the Clown is going to show, our inner, which will also, my purpose in doing this was to show you guys, look, man, no matter what you go through in life, whatever the negativity, the hurt, the heartache, the pain may be, find your peace and let that pull you through. Like, everybody don't have to, know what you're going through, but a lot of people see the glamour and feel that the glamorous people don't go through what they're going through. I'm from Watts, California.
Come on.
Like, from LA, Hawthorne, Inglewood, like, this is my area. Just because y'all see the shine, or y'all feel like they may know my name ring bells here and there, like, I go through the same struggles y'all do, man. And I don't knock it. I'm not mad at it. It makes me who I am. But I just want you guys to know and to see, like, if I can get through it, you can too. Serve the same God that helped me can help you. Don't no high mountain, no low mountain. He's everything. So if he could pull me through, he could pull you through, man.
I love that. I love that so much.
But yeah, bro, it's a lot that we deal with, and I'm not just gonna say like it's all negative, but we deal with a lot. Community, especially with us dealing with so many people, we deal with a lot. I can only imagine. And like I said, it's an eye opener at the same time. From the messages from Instagram, like I get crazy messages like from kids like, hey Rocco, man, I'm getting abused, and hey Rocco, man, my mom's like on like, I get crazy stuff, and I thank God that he's putting me low key in this seat to where I can be a pillar or a helper, give advice to those kids, because a lot of them may not have nobody to talk to. They're not going to go talk to their parents about it, but with me being who I am, it opens doors, and God has allowed me, you know, to be able to speak some positivity in their life to where they'll push on to the next day or keep not give up. Like, I done had kids hit me saying they ready to commit suicide and all that type of stuff. So like, it's a lot, but like I said, man, I thank God for putting me in this seat. And like you said, walking in your calling. Walking in your calling. If you do what's supposed to be done, you know, you'll help somebody.
Yeah, that's beautiful, man. It's, you know, it's so much going through my mind as I hear you speak, and I'm thinking to myself, you give people permission to mourn,
definitely,
to feel
definitely
different emotions. You said something that kind of stuck out to me. You said, as someone who portrays an image or a brand centered around a clown, people always expect you to be happy or smiling, or right, and when you're not, you get judgment before you get someone offering help.
Definitely.
I'm gonna say that again.
Definitely.
Because I deal with it as well. Being somebody who has a very powerful message centered around empowerment and finding your purpose and all these positive things.
How are you going through it?
How are you going through it? So you're having a bad day?
Yeah.
The guy that's always telling people to be positive, you're having a bad day? You're not allowed to have a bad day. You're King Q.
Yeah, you're not allowed to.
I am a human being before anything.
That part.
And I go through struggles. I don't have it all sometimes. I go through everyday stuff just like anybody else.
Yeah.
And I think it is our job to shine light on that as well as the good times.
Definitely.
Because people will get caught up in an image and in a character. And I never want people to look at me and to feel and to portray or make me feel like I have to always be positive, because I don't.
Right.
I don't always have to be positive.
Right.
I can be not even necessarily negative. I can be authentic. I can be an open book and show you my bad days. But remember what I said. If I'm gonna show you the problem, I'm gonna always give you an antidote.
Yeah.
So if I'm talking about a bad day or not even a character building day, like my man Les Brown says,
I like that.
There's no such thing as bad days. It's character building days, and then there's days to where it's smooth, right?
I'm gonna take that character building. I like that.
This is a character building day for me. It's not a bad day. It's a character building day. And the moment we stop to understand what's going on in that character building day, then only then we can take the lessons that life and the universe is trying to give us perspective.
Yes.
So I think that it's very important for people to understand that, you know, individuals that are influencers and that have brands centered around positivity, we feel just like anybody else.
Definitely.
And we need mentorship at times. We need guidance at times. We need a friend to talk to at times. We deal with a lot of stuff. You know, and one thing that I've learned along this journey, Rocco, is to prioritize my mental health.
Yeah.
You gotta say that again.
Yeah.
We have to learn to prioritize our mental health.
Definitely.
Because if you don't at times you have to give yourself peace.
Yeah.
Because at times you won't have it.
Very true.
And you have to give yourself what you're looking for someone else to give you. Like, if I'm not getting it, I will go crazy. I will literally go crazy if there's too much going on for me. Yeah. I have to grab myself, pull myself out of that situation or environment or community or whatever's causing that anxiety or the negativity or whatever. I have to pull myself out of that and take myself to a peaceful space and then come back.
Definitely.
We have to learn how to give ourselves mentally what's healthy. Right?
Yeah.
It's very important, because everything ain't gonna be glitter and gold all the time. At all. And nor should it be.
That's that character building, them
that's
waves.
That character building. That's them waves. That's that perspective. Nor should it be. I don't want to live in a world to where I always have good days, or I wouldn't be as strong and powerful and intentional as I am today. The adversity that I've been through my whole life has built what people celebrate today.
Definitely.
I'm not running from that. Now I'm at a point to where it's like, bring that shit on.
Yeah.
Because now I got tools in the shed. I'm ready for it. What's cracking? What's cracking? What you got for me today, God? Oh, and you know I'm built to last. Huh? Quitting ain't an option when you know who you are. Quitting is not an option when you know who you are. Quitting is not an option when you know who you are. So with that being said, my main man Rocco, it was an absolute pleasure to have you on this platform. You know what I'm saying?
Definitely.
My guy Rocco the Clown. We always have a segment though before we allow our guests to leave.
All right.
The name of the segment, Rocco the Clown, is called Your Unselfish Message. So what you're gonna do, my man Rocco the Clown, you're gonna look at that camera, which is your camera, by the way.
My camera.
You know, it's been looking at you the whole time. You gotta understand what's going on.
It's been a lot of good stuff dropping. I haven't been able to look at y'all. How y'all doing?
Hey, they've been looking at you though. You gotta understand what's going on. So you're gonna look at your camera right there, and you're gonna leave the people with Rocco the Clown's unselfish message. This message could be centered around absolutely anything you believe in, anything we've talked about, anything you want to leave the audience with. You're going to look at that camera right there. You're going to let them know what is Rocco the Clown's unselfish message.
Got you. My unselfish message to you guys is, first and foremost, keep God first. That's a humongous driving force in my life, so it should be in yours. After that, I would say find what you love to do. Find what your passion is. Find what it is that makes you happy, and put your all into it, and that's it. Don't let nobody tell you not to. If they try to discourage you, if it's what you love to do, I'm not going to use a cuss word, but I'm going to say flick them. Flick them. And
he said fuck them. Go ahead now.
My man got me.
Yeah, I said
flick them and do what you love to do. If it's meant for you, things will open up. It may not happen quick. Don't be depressed by the longevity of something. And when I say longevity, I mean the time span it might take for you to get to where you need to be. Like we said before, fall in love with the process and do what you love. Don't let nobody tell you, discourage you, or tell you what you can't do. Put your all into it and go ham. Burger. All right? That's your boy shouting y'all out, man. I love y'all. Y'all hit me up, Rocco the Clown, or at the League of Clowns, man. Holla at your boy, all right? Much love.
Hey,
it's the league and all that and all that. And all that.
You got to understand what's going on. Rocco the Clown, Unselfish Behavior, King Q. We made it happen.
Yes,
and
sir.
You got to understand we got a lot more work to do. We talked about it off camera, so you be aware.
Yes, sir.
Hey, with that being said, we cannot end any episode without shouting out the Unselfish Behavior Podcast team. It would not be, you know what I'm saying, possible without these two individuals. Y'all know his name. He goes by the name of B Visuals.
B Visuals.
Yeah, B Visuals. You know what I'm saying? He is the head. He is the executive. He is the producer of the Unselfish Behavior Podcast. And we got the queen. That's right. We got the legend. My queen, that is. You know, if anybody, you know what I'm saying, inquire, nigga, you can't inquire because that's my motherfucking queen. Nigga, stop playing with me. She goes by the name of Simone. You know what I'm saying? She's always behind the scenes, but she's always the glue to the foundation. Whether it's booking guests, whether it's doing editing, whatever hat is needed, the queen always says, not a problem. Make sure you surround yourself with people like that for your team, and make sure that you have individuals around you that are willing to execute on their role. With that being said, for this episode of the Unselfish Behavior Podcast, it's King Q, it's Rocco the Clown, and we out. Yo, what's going on? It's your main man, King Q. If you like that episode, be sure to subscribe to the YouTube channel, like, and leave a comment. And also, if you want to follow the movement, be sure to follow us on Facebook and Instagram at Unselfish Behavior Podcast. And as you know, we out.